These are some pictures of where I live, and this is where I swim in the ocean almost every other day. Now, before you dismiss me and my white privilege, let me fill you in. My white guilt made me try to give my privilege away, but it didn't stick, so you're stuck with me the way I am. I live here on the forbearance of others. I could never afford to live here except that I am allowed to for now. I hope that my living here can be useful. Maybe I can help preserve this unbelievable natural resource that is recognized by so few. I live in a small town that is growing bigger on the northern edge of Cape Town. It's on the west coast of Africa, on the edge of the Atlantic Ocean, where the water temperature is on the cold side, usually around 12 degrees Celsius, just cold enough to do some good. Shortly after moving here, I joined some people in the water. It's a group we call Cold Joy. The neurosurgeon that started the group encouraged us to think of it as therapy, but said that since we don't follow a strict regimen, we can't really call it cold therapy, even though for most of us, that is what it amounts to. You might remember all that hype about Wim Hof, the Iceman. Well, he wasn't the only one dipping in cold water. Everyone is free to come and swim with us. There's no fee and no hierarchy, except that those who swim less often feel a little respect for those who swim more often. But I think that's just the way we're set up to behave. There is a WhatsApp group to arrange swimming times, but the admins serve the group, they don't run it. Participation is strictly at your own risk. Most people who live in my town don't venture into the water. But the people who do recognize the value of cold water exposure. We discovered how it heals us in different ways, and we refuse to stop. We enjoy the benefits of what is essentially a free treatment for depression and inflammation. We balance our microbiomes while getting early morning and late afternoon sunlight to reset our circadian rhythms so we sleep better. And we earth our bodies in the beautiful environment. While in the water we chat and socialize with other people who feel this deep connection to the natural world. But there is a problem. There are financial interests, corporations and individuals who are busy installing a landfill site at the root of the river that flows into our bay. Soon, what we have and share freely will be taken away. I understand that there is a legal requirement for them to follow procedures from their side. These processes are meant to calm down any protests, to channel the energy of activists so they can prevent acts of violence and convince us that they care. We're being distracted by formal ways to object, to register our protest and by individual petitions, but you have to realize that these are not effective. The city and the courts can simply ignore our petitions, your protests and your objections. Maybe we can inspire other interests to help us preserve the resources we have that are available for free, so more visitors and future generations can benefit from this form of natural therapy. If we accept the channels that the very interests that want to take this away from us have created, then we have no leverage. So this is my little protest, how I hope to inspire powerful allies to help us preserve this beautiful natural resource. Do you have the resources to fix what is very soon going to be very broken? I did join a depression support group for a course on attachment theory a while back, and the psychologist, who is now a friend of mine and incidentally swims with me, told me that the one question I need to answer is, who stole my voice? Who stole your voice? Well, nobody did. I simply stopped talking because it seemed like nobody was listening. I grew up in a house full of women who all have greater abilities to argue a point. The words belong to them. I gave that away. But maybe I use pictures. Maybe this is my voice. Maybe this is how I tell a story. I invite you to look at my pictures. They speak for themselves. I do want to ask you something, though. Do you think this resource, this way of life, this place, this therapy, is worth preserving? Is this a place you'd like to visit or maybe come to stay? There is a risk in that there are forces and developments that threaten the health and continued existence of this free therapeutic resource, but maybe, if you invest in keeping it safe, you can have a little slice for yourself.